Hello everyone, it's Misha at Just Some Ideas. So I am back with a requested video from one of my subscribers, Makeup Marvel. Makeup Marvel asked that I show how I store all my Christmas decorations. So in this video I'm going to show you the tips and the tricks that I use to store my decorations. So as you all know, I do a lot of shopping hauls and I come across a lot of great deals, but I'm sure many of you have asked yourself, where does she store these things and how does she store them? So I'm going to show you how I store these items so you too can have ways to keep your hauls organized and things that you pick up from stores organized. And some of these things that I do, they don't take up much space, so that's an even better tip. All right, so let's get started. Okay, so one of the items that I love using is at the Dollar Tree. So I enjoy using Dollar Tree storage bags. As you can see, I have my items stored in these Dollar Tree storage bags. So this is what the box looks like. And you can pick these up at your local Dollar Tree for $1. They come in various sizes. They have large, they have extra large, and then there's a double extra large size. So the sizes that you see right now are the double extra large size, and that's the size that I like buying the best because I can store more things in it. So as you can see on my right hand side, I store all my Santa Clauses in this one, and then on the left I have all my Christmas wreaths together, and then over here I have some decorative pillows. So another tip that you can use when you're putting away your Christmas decorations and you're storing things, it's just easier to keep like things in the same grouping. So if you're using storage bags or if you're using storage containers, it's just easier to store like items together. So if you have Santa Clauses, store all your Santa Clauses together. If you have wreaths, store all your wreaths together if possible. If you have Christmas pillows, store all your Christmas pillows together. So another item I like to use are storage bags. You can pick up the gallon storage bags. They are amazing to hold like items, little small items that you want to keep together. These do wonders. So what I do is I either get the Dollar Tree brand, they have the Good Sense brand from the Dollar Tree, or you can either use the Hefty, Ziploc has some, or you know, I also have some from Publix. I really don't have a preference as to which brand I like, just whatever's on sale. And if I have coupons, that's the brand I'll go with. So they all work the same, they all do the same job. So as you can see, I have pink ornaments in one of them, and then I have a bunch of red stars, and I have snowman, and then I have little stuffed animals, little look like gingerbread, and then over there I have some like candy type items on your left hand side. Ziploc bags are also great for storing your Christmas lights. So what I did is I just wrapped mine up very neatly, and then I store them in Ziploc bags. And then what I do is I'll fill this bag up as much as I can with how many light sets I can fit in there, and then I'll store them all inside of an open storage container, or I'll put them in a big tote that has a covered lid over them. So that's a great way to store any lights that you have that are already open, or if you don't want to keep the boxes, you can take them out the boxes and store them in Ziploc bags to save on space. Here's an example of what they look like when I have them all in Ziploc bags, and then I just store them in an open top storage container. So here's an example of a couple of totes that I use to store my Christmas decorations. So on your left, you see that one is an open top tote. So what I use that one for is to store a lot of decorations, ornaments, that type of things that will be stored in Ziploc bags. The purple one on your right, I can put things with Ziploc bags inside of it, ornaments, just various items. So I will tell you that if you are OCD and you like everything to be uniform, then you can get matching totes, but it gets pretty expensive. So I've had the purple one for a while, and I have other different colors, and right now I don't want to spend that money. I could use that money elsewhere versus trying to make everything uniform. So right now it doesn't bother me. So I'll keep it as it is. It's working for me. So that's the system that I'm using. Also, another tote that I like to use is a little storage container tote, and I got these from Home Depot a couple years ago. They're 4-gallon totes, and they came like 5 in a pack. And these are also great to store items, little small items that you may need to store for Christmas decorations. Also, here's a quick tip. One of the things that I like to do, for instance in this purple tote, is I like to store all my gift bags, name tags, anything that I need to wrap presents, taped, some bows, some ribbon. I'll store all those type of things for Christmas presents in one tote. So then I'll label that tote, and I'll go ahead and I know where exactly to find those items versus looking all over through all my boxes, all my totes, trying to find gift wrapping paper, not gift wrapping paper, but tissue paper, tape, name tags, that kind of stuff. So I keep it in one specific tote, then I go straight to that tote. I know where to find it at. So another tip I have for you is to have at least one designated box where you label "Open Me First" on that box. So what the "Open Me First" box is, it's a box that as soon as the holidays roll around, and I know everyone has a certain way that they decorate and a certain thing that they start with first. So what you're gonna do with that "Open Me First" box, you're gonna put the items that you love to start decorating with in that box. So it could be anything. It could be you may start decorating in your kitchen first, or some items that you may start in your living room first, or in your bedroom, or in your bathroom. The Open Me First box are items that you love to decorate with first. These are the first items that you always start decorating with when you start decorating for the holiday. So some of the tips that I suggest that you can use are some of these items. So you can use chalkboard labels. They're great for labeling "Open Me" box to write on your containers. You can use a chalk marker, and then you can use all different types of labels. You can also get the sticky ones that stick on top, or you could go as simple as Post-it notes. Also, to take it a step even further, if you're one of the people that love to decorate the same way every year, you can label your boxes. For instance, you can have 1 through 10. So box 1, for example, could be your kitchen, all the items to decorate the kitchen with. Box number 2 could be items for your living room. 3, 4, 5 could be your other bedrooms, your bathrooms, and so on. For me, that tip doesn't work for me because every year I change my decorations. I never decorate the same. But if you're one of the people that love to decorate the same way every year, that tip works perfect for you. Another tip and trick that I have is to use comforter bags, sheet bags, any type of bag that has a plastic storage are awesome to store decorations. So for example, this was a bag that I bought, a down comforter, and it came in this bag, so I saved the bag so I could use to store decorations. So it didn't cost me. I already bought the sheet, the comforter set, so it was pretty much free once I bought the comforter set. So there's bags in all different sizes. There's like a medium size, like the one you see, and then there's the bigger comforter bags that you can use to store decorations. And these bags hold a lot of items in them. They're great for holding Christmas items. Anything you have of several big quantities of, these bags are awesome for that purpose. Okay, so another one of my favorite items that I love to use to store my Christmas trees are commercial grade shrink wrap. Okay, this shrink wrap is the best. All the retailers use it, Target uses it, Walmart, all the grocery stores. This is the stuff that they use whenever they send shipments to stores. This is what they use to shrink wrap those items so they don't move around, they don't fall over when they're transporting it. So this shrink wrap I've had for a couple years. I actually found it on eBay, and it was quite inexpensive. I don't remember how much it was. I would say less than $15 if I had to guess. But what it is I use this to shrink wrap like my bigger items. I use this to shrink wrap. I have some big nutcrackers. If you saw my home tour video, you saw those nutcrackers. I use those to shrink wrap those nutcrackers. I use it to shrink wrap my Christmas trees, because what I do is I store my trees up in my attic. So this is perfect to shrink wrap those items and keep them slim. That way they're protected and they're not taking up that much space. Also, another tip that I have is also when you're storing your items away for the following year, why don't you put in some cinnamon sticks or some pine cones or some of those tree scent sickles. You could just tuck one or two inside the items that you're storing, and then when you open them up the following year, they smell so good. It doesn't even smell like you had them stored away. So yes, I highly suggest that you get some commercial grade shrink wrap. This stuff works wonders. Really quickly, this is what it'll look like if you're using the shrink wrap. So this isn't my trees that I put up this year. This is an extra tree that I have that I didn't use. So I'm just using this as an example because I'm still in the process of decluttering my home and taking down Christmas decorations. So my trees are still up and they're fully lit with ornaments. So I couldn't show you what my trees that I have out this year looks like with them shrink wrap. But just to give you an idea, when you shrink wrap it, this is what it looks like. And then when you open it up the following year, all you have to do is just fluff your branches and your tree is right back into its original state. Okay, so now I'm in my garage and I just wanted you guys to see some of the things that I use to store my decorations. So right now it's a mess, but I'm just showing you what it looks like, you know, what type of things I use to store my decorations. So I use these storage shelves. They're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They have 5 shelves on them, and I can store things all the way up to the top, and I can store things all the way down to the bottom. So I use milk crates also. So I use a combination of different things to store all my decorations. And once it's neat and organized and everything is back in its home place, it looks amazing. So this is how I store any type of frame art that I picked up over the holidays after Christmas sales, or frame art that I already had. So what I do is I store it in these huge bags. That way it's protected for the full year until I'm ready to use it again. And then what I also usually do is just take this frame art and then I place it on top of all my decorations on a flat surface so it doesn't fall over, get damaged, so it is protected. Another trick that I like to use is to store all my wrapping items in a understorage bag. So I like to store my wrapping paper rolls. I like to store gift boxes. I'll throw some bows in there, ribbon, name tags, scissors, tape, any supplies that I need to wrap presents. That way, when I'm ready to wrap presents, I'm not searching around trying to find the scissors, trying to find the tape, trying to find the supplies that I need to wrap presents. So everything is in one bag. These are great. You can put them under your bed if you have room underneath your bed, or you could just store them. I like to store mine in my overhead rack also. So. Another tool that I like to use are shelving units. So I picked these shelving units up on Craigslist for $20 for 2 of them, and they're great. They have 5 shelves if you count the top one, and I can store my totes. So what I usually do is just stack them all the way up as high as I can go, and I store all my items that are in totes in the shelving units. So Craigslist is a great place to find inexpensive shelving units if you're lucky. You can also pick them up at Home Depot and Lowe's, and I think they cost about $50 for one if you're paying full price for them. Also, I love to use milk crates. Milk crates hold a whole sorry about that, hold a whole container of stuff, and you could just throw stuff in there, assortment of things, and it'll hold it in place and it won't look so jumbled and messy. Another tool that I like to use is overhead shelving units. So this is my overhead shelving unit. It's probably about 6 to 7 feet long. So what I do is I store all my Christmas decorations on this also. So right now it's kind of messy and in disarray because I'm taking things down and I'm trying to get it back organized the way I normally keep it. So right now it's a mess, but I wanted you to see what I use to store my items. So these are great. I've had this for, I say, about 8 to 9 years. I don't remember how much it cost, but it was well worth the expense. So you can find these at Home Depot, Lowe's, and probably online if you looked. And then my last tip is just, once you finish organizing and gathering and sorting all your items, make sure you purge. Make sure you get rid of items that you no longer need or no longer want. You can donate them to Goodwill. And then also, after you store those items, make sure you label them accordingly. So for example, if you have snowmans in one tote, you will put on there snowmen. So when you go to decorate, you know all your snowmen are in that tote. Santas, for example, if you have Santas in one specific tote or bag, you go straight to that bag. So that way, when you decorate for next year, everything is right there in your face and you can grab it, and you will save lots of time because you're not fumbling around looking through various totes and bags trying to find the things you're looking for. All right, everyone, so that's it for all my tips and tricks. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. If you are not a subscriber, please subscribe. And if you are already a subscriber, thank you for subscribing. Also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Just Some Ideas, because I post various things on there. Sometimes it takes me a while to do a video, but on Instagram, I'm always posting deals before I post the video. So, all right, everyone, if you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Bye. I'll see you in the next video. Happy New Year.